Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Hey, welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about how to stay in an abundant mindset when you're stuck in scarcity, which is kind of like, what the? But I want to talk about this because it is a conversation that I have regularly with clients, especially if they are just starting out to build the foundations of their business and they haven't got the results yet to trust that money will come. And there can be other times as well where we have a dip in income and then we start freaking out. We start freaking out about where our next client is going to come from. Maybe we haven't had sales recently, and so then we can experience a lot of scarcity. So scarcity can show up in a fear of not believing that there will be any more that will come in, fear that money is running out. It can be when your bank account gets really low and it activates that internal fear of safety because your money is connected to your ability to feed yourself, to clothe yourself, to put a roof over your head, and your kids and all the things. So it can normally affect us in a way that we're stuck in that state of fear of not enoughness, focused on the lack. And we know that that's not going to cause us to get back into a state of abundance. It's not going to cause us to act in a way that's going to serve the growth of our business. It can sometimes affect us in a way that we start selling from desperation, and people really feel that. So what we ideally want to do is identify that, one, safety is a mindset. And I know this is a really hard concept to grasp, and it's something that I go through in my Unstoppable Sales program because it is a construct of the mind. So we look at a number on the screen and we then perceive that to give us a sense of safety. We understand the world runs on money, and for us to be able to feed ourselves and clothe ourselves and do all the things, yes, we do need money. But at the end of the day, it's actually just a thought process. So what we want to do is identify that safety is not based on what our numbers are in our bank account. It's an internal feeling that you generate based on the thoughts that you have. So what we want to do is we want to step away from trying to look at that as a form of safety because you can't necessarily control that, but we do want to get into a state of abundance so we can start attracting more income. And that way you're more likely to take action from a place of abundance and trusting that more money will come, because it will, because it always has. Like, I just want to highlight that as well as my next point of, like, any time that you're stuck in scarcity, you want to remind yourself that more money has always come. There may have been hard times. There may have been times where you've had to borrow money, or maybe there's been times where you had to go get a different job, or whatever it might have been. But money has always found its way to you. Always. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. You wouldn't have access to the internet to listen to this podcast. And so we want to remind ourselves that money always does flow. And so we want to recognize that abundance is always available to us. And when we're stuck in that state of scarcity, once we remind ourselves of that, then we want to actually stop focusing on money as such and start focusing on other forms of abundance. Because for us to get into a state of abundance, we need to pay attention to what's already available to us and the abundance that already exists in our lives. And we do that by getting into a state of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations and frequencies. And if we can get into a state of gratitude of the abundance that already we have available to us, then it'll start to shift the scales and money will start to flow in. So normally what we do is actually start focusing on, where do you currently have abundance? So it could be as simple as looking around the room that you currently live in and add up everything that you've spent money on in that room. Like, how much money is currently sitting in your room? Like, if I look at my office and I think about the thousands of dollars I spent on my laptop, how much money I spent on my chair, my desk, all the books that I have. Oh my gosh, so many books. The flip chart, the lights, the printer, like all the things that I have in my office adds up to quite a bit of money. And then if you expand it a little bit further and think about the house that you live in, and you think about all the things you have available in the fridge and the electricity and the Wi-Fi, the water, fresh running water from your tap. And if you can get into a state of gratitude of those things that you have available to you, that's when we start to shift our vibration. Now, we want to shift our vibration, not necessarily just to bring the money in. Like, yes, we want to do that. But by shifting our vibration into a state of abundance, it also opens you up to more possibilities, more ideas, and more opportunities. You start thinking differently, which means you'll be able to start taking different action. So we want to get into that state of gratitude more often than not. So it's a daily practice that I do every single day. How can I get into a state of gratitude of what I have available to me with everything? And anytime that my mind turns to a state of lack, I'm like, oh, I'm focusing on lack right now. I've got to focus on what I do want and what I already have in order to keep me into a state of abundance. Then I start looking for the outliers. So we start looking for where people are spending money, where money is flowing generously, to prove to yourself that of course it's going to flow back to you. Right? We get in such doubt and fear that it's going to continue to flow back to us when really it's already flowing. It's currently being circulated so much. There is so much money being circulated around the world right now. Right now. So acknowledging that and being like, of course I deserve and I'm grateful for all the abundance that I have, and I deserve to have more as well. The more I can sit in that state of gratitude and expectation that of course it's going to come in, and I'm going to take action as if it's already coming. So then I step into, okay, what can I prepare in my business to be ready for all of that abundance? What structure do I have to have in place? How can I get my ducks in a row? That's when I always suggest to clients, like, make sure you go check out any invoices that are outstanding that you need to pay. Go and send invoices to people that need to be sent invoices to. Go and follow up on people that haven't paid you. Go and do all those things to get your money in order. Go do all your zero reconciliations, like all of the things to get your ducks in a row, because money loves to be managed. And if you are not managing it well, you cannot expect more to flow to you. So go manage what you have, be grateful for what you have. And every time you spend some money, be grateful that you have that money to spend on those things that are important to you. The more you can focus on everything that I've just shared in today's episode, you will stay in a state of abundance even when scarcity is activated. So you want to recognize that scarcity is just a response, it's a trigger response to the fear of there not being enough. So the more that we can step back into abundance, we can get into an abundant headspace and we can take different action and create different results in our business. I hope that you've loved this episode. If you would like to dive further into this, I do actually have a 30-day audio program designed to shift your money mindset called Money Flow Mastery. You can find it on my website at christinecorcoran.com.au. It is $49 for a limited time, so feel free to gain access to that and you can dive deeper into your money mindset. All right, lovely. Enjoy the rest of your week and I hope to see you soon.